Hello, I'm Piers from Popcorn Dreams and welcome to The Pitch, where we try to sell you on an amazing idea that we've had for a movie and you get to tell us how bad it is in the comments. Today's pitch is for Venom 2. The first movie suffered because it didn't really know what it wanted to be. Did it want to be an action movie? Did it want to be a horror? Did it want to be a buddy cop comedy? And so we're going to make this a hard R, or I suppose if we absolutely had to, we could make it a PG-13. But R would be better, and that's simply just to differentiate it from all the other superhero movies that are out there, because superhero burnout is a real thing. And I have been feeling it for more than a year already. Apart from that, we aren't going to reinvent the wheel. We're going to use a superhero's anti-hero's journey. And we're going to use Carnage as the bad guy simply because he was already teased at the end of the first movie. There were two things that I really liked about the first movie. Number one was the scene in the tower where the police had come in, they fire the tear gas, and then Venom takes that out. That had that kind of creepy horror vibe going on. But also, I really liked Eddie Brock's interactions with Venom.
You want up? What did you just say? Jump. Pussy.
And those are the two parts that really worked. So we're going to concentrate on those and try to bring them out more in the sequel, just to allow Tom Hardy's charisma to really shine through. Right, story time. So, Carnage escapes from jail, and that gives us our first short action set piece. He wants to show Venom how strong he is and how powerful he can be. So he immediately tracks down Eddie and he stalks him for a couple of days to find out everything he can about his opponent. Carnage hears Eddie tell Anne, you remember Michelle Williams from the first movie, that he's going to be out of town for a couple of days due to his job. Carnage takes this opportunity, breaks into Anne's flat whilst Eddie is out, and kills her. But before he kills her, he tells her that the only reason he's doing it is just to piss off Venom. This helps us underline how sadistic Carnage is and really make sure that we are very clear that Carnage is bad and Venom is good. This is important because later Venom is going to be very violent, but we need to show that he has a genuine reason and motivation for that violence and for his attitude. Venom returns to find Anne's dead body. Carnage, who has been watching the flat waiting for Eddie to return, tips off the police, and so they arrive just to find Eddie stood over Anne's body. Of course, Eddie senses them coming, he hears sirens, or Venom alerts him through some of his super senses. He turns into Venom, so they never actually see Eddie, but they do see Venom standing over the body of Anne. This gives us our second action set piece as Venom has to fight off the police. The detective that's then called in to investigate the murder is absolutely adamant that Venom is the killer and Venom is a bad guy that must be hunted down, and there's a strong hint that the detective is quite prepared to kill Venom if he gets the chance. We're now 20 or 30 minutes into our film. We've had two action set pieces. All of our character motivations are clear, and now we get into the main part of the story. Venom versus Carnage. Carnage sets off across the town, trying to find as many victims as he can. Each time he sees an opportunity, he'll break into their house, kill the person, and he'll draw a letter in blood on the wall. And the letters eventually will spell out the word Venom. Venom, driven by rage over the death of the woman that he loved, hunts down the killer. Sooner or later, he manages to catch a glimpse of Carnage escaping out of one of the houses and disappearing over the rooftops. Venom then goes down to investigate to find out what's happened, and there he finds another dead body. Venom, having seen the dead body and having caught a glimpse of Carnage, now understands everything that's going on, and the chase is on. They have a massive battle where Carnage eventually manages to escape. Venom then continues to track him down. Meanwhile, our detective is arriving at the new murder scene. Seeing the V, and then later when he sees the next murder scene and sees the E, and then the N, and then the O, and then the M, all it does is convince him that he's right, that Venom is going on a bloodthirsty rampage. Now, normally in this kind of movie, there would be a character, normally working with the police, who would sympathise with Venom, who would possibly see some clue or get a hint or possibly have some connection with Venom from the past, which would make them sympathise and understand Venom and then try to argue his case. Not in this movie. We want to isolate Venom, really put him out on his own with a lot of threat, a lot of danger. Anne was the only friend he had, and she's gone. There's nobody else coming to help Venom. Also, to make the ending of our film more interesting, we are not going to redeem Venom. We're going to leave him with everybody thinking he's the bad guy, ready for the third film. We are deliberately not going to redeem Venom. We are going to have him end the movie with everyone still thinking that he's a bad guy. And to make that reaction even more believable, every time the police almost catch up to Carnage and Venom, Venom's interactions with them are going to be more and more violent. He's going to become more and more brutal as he's obsessed with trying to grab Carnage and stop him. So, we get to the end of the movie and Venom obviously finds Carnage and defeats him. Now, we can either have Venom kill Carnage, which would be a better ending because that's Venom's darker impulses finally swelling up and consuming him. But if Sony desperately want to use the character in other films, we can have Venom just beat him so badly that the symbiote splits and he can be trapped somewhere. The film ends with Venom completely embracing his darker impulses. He reasons with himself that he can do more good for the defenseless people, just like Anne, if he's not constrained by the limitations that being a hero would bring. Instead, he can be seen as the bad guy by everybody else, but he himself knows that he will be doing the right thing and helping people. So, that's our pitch for Venom 2. What did you think? Tell us down in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you can join us next time on The Pitch.